Hey everybody, Chris Overstreet, the Redneck Guy Gene here. And I know that you haven't been watching much of my F1 2020 or 2021 videos, but I do watch other people's. In particular, I watch Ben Daly, aka Tiamat Marduk, and Arava Archer. And one thing that Tiamat Marduk and Arava both have in common is that they complain about a certain feature in My Team Career Mode. Specifically, for F1 2021, EA and Codemasters instituted a new bonus game for those who don't want to go through all the practice sessions in order to build up development points that you need for your research and development to improve your car. The bonus game is intended to allow you to skip all of those practice sessions so that you don't have to worry about wasting time. You can just get it done quickly, record your video, and post it online. Or if you already know the tracks by heart, you don't have to be bored going around and around again. Now, the problem with the bonus game is that both Ben Daly and Arava are reporting that, how should I put this? It's destroying their cars' engines. The wear and tear being put on the engines is astronomical, according to them. But having watched their videos, there is one little thing that I don't think they've really picked up on yet, which is when you do the practice modes manually, you don't spend every minute of all the 3 practice sessions going around the track. You get your tests done and then you stop. Whereas with the bonus game, you keep clicking buttons and you keep using up time in the practice session, and it's easy to forget that the time you're using up in the practice session means time on the track with your car, burning gas and wearing down the engine. But the thing is, Codemasters and EA have reported that the extra wear is, in their words, a bug which they will patch in a future edition of the game. Myself, I don't think it's a bug. I think they're saying that because the reaction of the fan base, and the streamers in particular, is so overwhelmingly negative that they feel they have to say that and make the adjustment in order to keep the game playable. So in order to test that, I'm going to touch My Team Career Mode for the very first time today. We're going to only go so far as the practice sessions in the first track, the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we're going to do it first by doing the practice tests manually until we complete them all. And then we're going to check and see how much wear and how much estimated life of the engine is on the engine before and after those tests. Then we'll repeat that, except instead of manually driving the test programs, we're going to do the bonus game for all 3 sessions, max it out, and see what happens. I'm going to make sure that every choice leans towards durability getting the boost, so that these 2 run-throughs are as close to identical as possible, and thus the wear on the engine is as identical as possible. Okay, first thing we do is the regular practice sessions, getting in only the normal practice tests, and then quitting. Alright, as you see, we're beginning with a lifespan of 200 laps on this engine. Alright, as you see here, we've got race strategy, fuel management, and tire management.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up. Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused. Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run. Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
We move on to practice 2. It would appear that is all. I'm double checking, and yeah, that's it. And according to this, I have maxed out the available resource points available to me, 600 out of 600. So all I'll be fighting for here is development boost. You'll notice we didn't go out,
Sadly, it's time to...
and we're not going to go out again in just a moment. Unless it kicks up another practice session that I haven't been aware of. It does not. Okay. Now, I earned 7 development boosts in addition to the 600 points. We're going to have to bear that in mind when we do the bonus game. Oh yes, the power unit, I need to check that. Okay, it's currently showing an expected lifespan of 209 laps, down from 220. So we'll bear that in mind for next time. Alright, this time we're going to use the quick session, and we're going to use all of it. But first, okay, expected lifespan of the engine 198 this time, so not quite the same. That's kind of interesting, but close enough. Now the funny thing is, when we started the previous one, it was expected lifespan of 200 laps, but then at the end it was something like 202 out of 220 laps left. So gonna have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, so how do we do this is the good question. Okay, where's the option for quick fucking practice? I just screwed up and skipped over P1 here for the second run. So we're going to see what we get out of this one. And just that quick, we went through a practice session. And just that quick, we put on 15 laps of wear on the engine, which is pretty much identical to what we put on when we were doing it manually. But now, we're going to go into P3. Now notice we didn't get as many things perfected because I've skipped over a practice 1. We didn't get as many development bonuses either. And not only have we gone from 198 to 157 laps lifespan, which is basically knocking 40 off instead of less than 20, but the expected lifespan of the vehicle in general has been knocked down from 198 to 187, which means we're doubly putting extra wear on the engine. So, long story short, in order to get the same amount of development points in the quick practice as in the regular practice, you have to go through more practice sessions. You spend less time at the vehicle, this is true, but you don't get as much out of it, and you put on a whole lot more wear on the engine because your car is doing more laps. It's just, you're not doing the laps, you're not driving, but the car still is. And since the car is driving, the engine is taking wear. And the fact that this dipped from 198 to 187, this might be the bug that EA and Codemasters were talking about. But that still doesn't address the basic function, which is that the quick practice encourages you to spend all your time on the track because it's not actually you spending the time on the track. As a result, you save time behind the wheel of your sim rig, but you lose engine lifespan doing it. And that's all there is to it. This has been Chris Overstreet, the Redneck Guy Gene. And I've put it to this way. When I play this game, I'm going to be doing all the practices manually because I don't mind getting a refresher into what the tracks are like. And I'd like to be able to maximize the results in development points and development potential without maximizing the engine wear. See you on the racetrack.